Hello, people. Welcome to the Shrine Podcast. It's a beautiful, sunny, very sunny Saturday out here in Victoria Island, Lagos, where we are recording from. My name is Akindare, co-host, and with me is
Jemima.
Jemima. What? Are you the one
Jemima
that
what? What
sweeps
do you
the
mean Jemima?
room?
Jemima co-host too now.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Jemima co-host.
So as you guys know or don't know, this podcast is about freedom. It's about an open space to talk about stuff, to see Nigeria, see the world, see people, see things, see situations through our eyes as adults in Nigerians in Lagos.
In Lagos, yeah.
And hopefully we keep giving you guys dope stuff and great content.
Great content, yeah.
So today we have a decent agenda. What's on our agenda?
So today we're going to be talking about having kids or not having them, as the case may be. We're going to be talking about Game of Thrones.
Ooh, finally came to an end.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to be talking about the U.S. abortion debate.
Just the abortion debates.
The abortion debate, yeah, generally. And yeah, so basically that's everything we're going to be talking about. Oh, and we're going to be talking about Nse, a recent interview with BBC on why she can have kids.
Yeah, before we get down into the nitty-gritty.
Yep.
How's your week been? How's your week?
My week has been really good. I think the last time we recorded this podcast, I spoke about making a switch from my current job.
Yes. Attaining sugar mommy status.
And how I've been having conversations with my CEOs and all of that. So basically, my week has been more of onboarding the people that will take over from me. And just, handing over, speaking to my clients, and taking steps back from the actual work.
You guys, that's how people women that have money, that's how they talk, They're just onboarding new people, talking to my clients, getting them to pay up, and drop these bags, getting these coins. Remember, is out here, you guys, oh my God.
And, it got me thinking about how, at what point is it really okay for you to stop working as soon as you send in your resignation letter? I mean, at your current place of work.
I don't know.
So, you give them notice, right? So you give them. So for me now, I had to give them 1 month notice, right? And I'm thinking at one point, do I actually, because I'm still responding to emails, I'm still going for meetings and all of that. And I've just been thinking about how, at what point do you really, hands off before you actually
Before you actually
yeah.
do. I mean, I would advocate that, if you once you know that once you've given the 1 month notice, just start to decelerate everything. From that day, the next day, just start handing over all the shit and just getting yourself out of everything.
Yeah, but then some people
need. But I would say idealistically, I would say a week. By the end of the 3rd week, you should really
not be doing.
The rest should just be catching up with people, maybe setting up, going forward, this is how you'll be able to reach me.
Yeah.
This, things like that.
Okay, cool. I agree. I think I'm on course. Next week is going to be my last week. Anyway, so yeah, it's interesting. I'm happy. So that's basically how my week has been. How has yours been?
Man, it was ordinary.
Ordinary.
It was basic as fuck.
Oh, wow.
There was nothing spectacular. What was there? Did I teach you about anything?
No, nothing.
Nothing really. It was just mostly people just making funny decisions at work and me not being able to do anything about it. So
Okay. So basically
let us all waste our time together. At the end of the day, we'll see what's what, So
yeah.
I'm just kind of. But I did publish something. Published an article.
Yes.
Every time, this has actually been one of the biggest struggles of my adult life. Is just staying consistent as far as my writing is concerned. So I wrote something and I just random. One of those my rants. You get again keeping with my Leave Nigeria crusade. So I wrote the thing and I put it out, and I'd gone for this social media, Handle It Africa.
Yeah.
No, Handle It Africa now. Shout out to Penza. And at that event, I met with Chidi. You know Chidi,
Yeah.
influencers, CHYDEE on Twitter. Nice guy. And when we were talking, he told me that, like, I was telling him how I was not putting myself out there like enough, and he was like, guy, you know all the people that are out there, so like, don't try to code anything. Like, send it to them, like pester them and stuff. Like, check it out, share it or whatever.
Take a look. Yeah.
So, and I did that with this article, and like, a lot of people were like, guy, so
that
was a bit. I feel like it's a bit narcissistic, but
no, it's okay.
It's okay. It's good sometimes to know that.
Enjoy the moment.
Yeah. So,
where can people read the article? Are you not gonna tell them?
Oh yeah, it's on Medium. Just go to Medium, search at the Akindare, or just check my Twitter profile. It's pinned at the top. It's very, very random article.
But it's interesting. The ending is gonna take you out.
A lot of people, so many people were sending me DMs like, guy, this last part sent me. That was good. So that was my week. All
right, that's awesome. So
on to the business of the day. What are we attacking first?
So let's just attack having
Incest
kids
thing,
or not.
Because that's the farthest.
As a case study.
Yeah, I like
Since we're talking about having kids or not having kids, and basically we're just using that as a case study. So we're able to drill it down to the different bits of it.
Yeah. So backstory.
So backstory. Inse is an actress in Nigeria, and she's been married for a few years now, I think. But the thing about how everybody starts to look at you when you're married. Like the next thing is your stomach protruded yet? And all of that. People have been making that comment about, she's been married for a bit and, she doesn't have any kids.
Yes, because,
and all of that.
Kids are so important, and kids are the greatest thing in this life.
Okay, so, and then she recently interviewed with BBC Pidgin. Then she really talked about why she hasn't had any kids. And the interview was very interesting because it just opened up the many layers of what a lot of women might be going through. Yep. And then how people are not seeing that part of it. Like, people just see that you don't have kids and you don't have kids. Like, but then they're like different layers to it. Like,
several reasons why someone does not have kids.
It also and then ultimately, why is that really the issue? Like, why is that really what people look out for? Why is it that when you get married, people just look out for the fact that you should have kids? Like, there are other things that you could do, apart from the fact that maybe you don't even want to have kids just because you don't want to have kids.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact that maybe you don't want to have kids because you can't have kids. But outside of all of that, like, it's not, I don't think that having kids should be the center of it all.
Yeah.
And when I say I don't think that it should be the center of it all, I also understand that the society that we're in and how a lot of us grew up and how a lot of us see life, our immediate environment anyways, sort of, gives us this opportunity to think about how you have to have kids. Like, the next thing for you to do when you get married is to have kids. But so now let me ask you, what do you think about having kids? Like, generally, not even if you can't or if you can, but just generally having kids when you get married.
I mean, like, funny story that is actually comes up because I was talking to the office assistant at my place of work on Friday, and apparently he's like married and has a kid. He's a young guy, like I think maybe he's like 22 or something.
Okay.
He happens to impregnate the girl, blah blah. And so as I was talking, I was like, and then he has a kid already. I'm like, that's interesting and stuff. And I was just talking to him about like the experience. And so after I finished telling me about his experience, I was just like I won't lie, I'm not even entirely convinced on this children business yet. And he goes, Mr. Dari, I wanted to die.
Like it sounded foreign to him.
Yeah,
Like why?
it sounded like impossible. Like, why would somebody not want kids? Like, and I feel like that kind of mirrors like the rest of Nigeria as a whole. And just as a society, we just always think that like, if you want it,
It's cool.
it's cool, right? And even if you want it, I feel like you still need to be responsible with it. Like,
Yeah.
I had a distant uncle. It's not like an uncle, but like, you know, those family members I can't really know. You don't really know. You don't really
there's
know where
some
to
family
put their
ties.
hands. And those uncles. And this guy, like, he's a carpenter. His wife is a tailor, not fashion designer. Tailor, right? And they have 6 kids, right? Now these 6 kids, the firstborn now got pregnant.
Okay.
You understand? So now there are 7 kids in the house, right?
Yeah.
And she got pregnant again. Like, see, when they were at 5, right? They were seriously struggling. Like, in fact, there was a point in time that they actually came to live with us in our house. Like, imagine 7 people came to come and join us inside 3-bedroom flats.
Yeah.
Like, that's overcrowding as fuck. But you know, so everybody, like my mom, family members, are already like, you guys calm down.
Why
calm
are
down.
you
Like,
still having
so
kids?
even if you want kids, you love kids so much, like, oh God, you know,
You need to consider your
like their skin is made of diamond and they have unicorn horns, whatever it is. You still need to be responsible with that, because bringing a child into the world is one thing. Like, there's another 18 years that you have to attend to. Do you understand? In front of that,
At least.
Do you get? So
At
like, I
least
don't
you
know.
have to
Like,
be
at
able to-
least, like, so I don't know that I'm entirely convinced that like I want that kind of responsibility, or I'm ready to just like Toby that we're talking about downstairs. Like, and he told me that just know that the moment you have a child, like your child is born, from that second when your child is born, your life will never remain the same. And that stuck with me, because I just thought about it like, there's now a whole other human being.
entity.
Do you understand? That you have to
A
be
new
catering
entity.
to, paying attention to. So at the end of the day, if you want it,
You should go for
you
it.
should go for it, and you should also be responsible about it. You should really look at your priorities and everything. And if you don't want it, that's also fine. Like, if at the end of the day, like, I'm going to have my own biological child, it's just one. That's it, just one. I'm good. Any other thing you can adopt or whatever.
Yeah.
To figure it out. Here you get. So if you don't want it, people should stop. Like, they like making it seem like children are
Like the thing.
like, tell me, like, let's have a like very short debate now. Like, what exactly is the benefit of a child outside of continuing your bloodline?
I think that's it now. Like, continue your bloodline, and then the
So-
fact that you have
Of what
an offspring, something that came out from you.
of
like
what
something-
value is your bloodline to this world? Like, if your bloodline ends, like, who gives a shit, bro? Like, who cares?
Nobody's
Do you
going to
get?
know.
Like, nobody's going to. It's not like you're like you're a dynasty or something like that. You get?
Oh,
Like,
wow, yeah.
nobody gives a shit. Like,
Well, I think the important thing to note is that if you want it, it's fine. If you don't want it, it's fine. But then for people who don't want it, but because of the society, they cannot say they don't want it. So they just have to want it.
yeah. So like they have, like, they don't really want kids, but they have kids anyways.
Anyways, yeah. And then it goes back to what you're saying, that if you have them, at least be able to take care of them.
Yeah, because like, you need to, like, people really need to be aware of that responsibility. Like, sometimes you see people on Twitter just again, oh, I want a baby so bad.
Yeah.
She mean, oh God.
Like when the baby comes,
Do you know
would
how much
you?
they are selling pampers? Do you know how much SMA Gold is? Hey.
Would you? And that is even talking about people who have the choice, like who can say, I want it or I don't want it. What about those that can't have it because of some issue or the other, like incest?
Quickly, what I was trying to say earlier was just that Nigeria, like, our society does not, it's very stupid that we are all gung-ho about having children, because we have way too many children that we can cater for already.
That we can or we can't.
We can't cater for already. So I saw this tweet from Sim Shagaya, one of the founders of Conga. And he said, just chatted with a highly enlightened executive of NIPC. Some incredible statistics. Only 2.5% of Nigeria is over 65 years of age. context, we are 200 million, Abi. 2.5% of that is over 65 years. 91% of the country is under 50. 70% is classified as young, that is under 35. Let me now bust your head with this last line. In some states, 48%.
Yeah.
48, that's almost half of the state's population is under 14.
Oh, wow.
So tell me why the fuck we are still shaming people for not having
don't wanna
kids.
have
Who's gonna take care of all these little motherfuckers running around this bitch?
Fuck
man?
them kids.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them
damn
kids.
man. Like, what the hell? Do you know, kids are fucking like. A few weeks ago, like your thing was baby slander on Twitter.
Like, yes, it's still my favorite thing. Like, you be like, look at this motherfucker. Like, you're just here crossing your leg. Like, you're not paying for anything.
Yo,
you're watching TV. Like,
kids
you
are
see their
fucking
pictures of them
insane.
just sitting down, eating. One is crossing leg, one is just chilling, like, just oblivious to whatever it is that is going on in this society.
I know kids are kids are bad shit.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think when we start to talk about how it's not like how the importance of having kids or not, people would begin to open up some more about why they cannot have kids.
Yeah.
Or about
Yeah.
why they don't want to have kids.
Yeah.
So they need to understand that first is okay for you to want to have it or not. And then second, if you cannot have it because of one issue or the other, I'm using Inse as a case study. It's also okay. It's not recent.
Yeah, it's not recent, but she's just talking about it now.
Because then she has to go through this process of this healing process and even acknowledging the fact that I don't want, like, I cannot have kids and all of that. And then she was saying something about how, she came out from the hospital and she took a picture, she posted it, and people are like, tell your husband to shave his beard or something. And she's like, do you know what he just went through? What we have gone through? Like, it's easy for people to look on the outside and shame you for not doing things that the society would generally accept.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what you're going through. Like, they don't see what, like, they can't see it through your lens. They're just looking at it from the outside, and then they use that to judge. Again, I mean, it's not their fault because the society and our immediate environment, but it's important that we understand that it's okay for you to do things, or it's okay for you to not do things.
Yeah, this kind of thing speaks to, in general, just hypocrisy around like female-related issues.
Yeah.
Like in Nigeria, like I mean, even the world generally, like it's still a stigma to talk about like periods, and like people can't talk about like just things that relate to like the female body. You understand? Like
They feel shamed.
you get
If
like,
you talk about it, it's like people are just shaming you for
ordinary
it.
C-section. That shit was invented to make your delivery as easy as humanly possible.
And then if you cannot make the delivery,
Do you understand?
that's why it's also there
Like,
for you.
Why are you people so happy that somebody can give birth naturally? Like, do you know how painful and horrible? Like they do it like it's a medal of honor. Like, oh, you had a natural birth. Oh,
Well done.
won't get vagina.
What?
Won't get you terrorists.
They were like, yeah, well done.
Bitch, nobody
Clap,
gives
clap,
a
clap, clap,
fuck
clap.
about that. Like, man. So I just feel like it's good that the other week we had Tonto, come out and like just fucking
Talk
drop
about.
kick at ex-husband, like, and then instead coming out with this again, I feel like we are definitely at the more progressive time in Nigeria, right? And so like it's good that women are coming out to talk about these things and are like, because it's very important that people hear or see other people share their experiences so that they can also feel comfortable
to
feel less judged or less of a failure. Because at the end of the day, that's what the Nigerian society is trying to do.
Yep.
Make you feel like you're a failure because you've not had kids or you can't.
You can't have kids.
Like if you like, so many people. There are so many people that have stories of, oh, this person is like a mother to me. Do you understand? Like, you don't need to have a biological mother to have the representation of what a mother is in your life. Do you understand? You can even have a mother, and you will still have another mother figure.
Yeah,
so,
that's not like your biological
exactly.
mother.
So like, it's not tied to.
I saw a tweet where somebody said, having my own biological children is not as important as marrying the love of my life. I think when we start to think about that, like when we start to think about being with somebody or getting married or just living with somebody in that light, that it's not about the kids, then we begin to open up to the fact that if I can have kids, it's fine. If I cannot have kids, it's fine. And people will also, if you cannot have it, people will not shame you for not having kids.
Yeah, and people will not like stay in abusive, relationships, because at the end of the day, it's always, there's usually a lot of because of the kids.
Because of the kids.
And so also, if it's, it just has so many layers. And funny thing, I read a study a few weeks ago that said that people without children, whether they are married or not, are often happier than people that have children. Sure, understand. So again, like, children are not like a child is not inherently good. Like, it's not like having a child is not inherently a good thing. Like, a lot of fucked up shit that comes with that. And even it may be emotionally rewarding, like, like
for you to say yes,
like your own offspring, or like your own, your own blood, flesh and blood that has your DNA in this life. Wow. It could be that emotionally rewarding, but at the same time it can be emotionally draining. Because Toby was telling me that immediately your child just arrives, just be ready for a sleepless night. That like his baby can wake up like 4 times, 5 times, like in the middle of the night. And then he also said something that like stood to me, also in relation with what Ise was going through, and with like how her husband also handled.
Yes.
Because it's very easy to see a Nigerian man like just come outside and just start like doing all kinds of things because of that situation. Sure, you get, but I feel like so far as you can tell, he handled it like, incredibly. Sure, understand. So he was telling me how like any man that has witnessed that and does anything, like any single thing at all, to hurt or stress or whatever that woman is a demon. That's like those were exactly his words. Like, because you cannot experience that. He said that like he kind of wakes up like just like sometimes like she will even be like, oh, go and sleep or something, but he'll just, because like he's like the 9 months first of all, and then like just that experience. And like you in his mind that he was like, oh, come here, be like he cannot, he might just think that like you should just leave her. Like, no, that like, she don't try.
Now that is a man.
You get, and that's how it should be.
That's how it should be.
You understand? So like, even if you're a guy and maybe the person you're interested in or your person you're engaged to or whatever, maybe they can't have kids, or maybe it's blood group, because I also saw something, someone said something about how like blood group does not matter if you don't want to have kids. Yeah. So like a lot of people go their separate ways because of blood group.
Genotype.
So a lot of people go their separate ways because of that stuff, right? So whereas you guys could just get together and maybe adopt kids. Yeah. You understand? So like it's just that whole thing.
It's product of the immediate environment that people live in. Like they don't like, people are not open to that fact that, oh, I can adopt, with the learning and unlearning that we're doing, generally presently now. A lot of people are beginning to see that it's fine. Like if you're AS and I'm AS, we can get married. And then like if the sole purpose is not to have kids, if we then want to have kids, there are many other ways we can go about it. Yeah. So, I mean, generally, I think it's important that we say, ultimately, what we're saying is, it's okay for you to want to have kids. It's okay for you
to not want to have kids.
So, either way, it's fine. If you cannot have it, it's fine as well. Like, people will not shame you for not, having it due to some.
No, people will shame you.
And people will shame you, but I mean.
They will drag your life.
People will shame you, but you need to understand that
they are dragging you because you don't have sense.
Yeah, it's fine for you to like just live your truth.
Just live your truth, man. Like it's fine. It's okay. It's okay to be, whoever you want to be.
Takes us to the next thing that we want to talk about.
Abortion.
Still related to having kids.
Do you remember that tweet that somebody said she fainted? That's
abortion. Oh, Jesus. Nigeria is just... So, somebody fainted, and the first thing that this woman says is,
Did you do
Did you do
abortion?
Like, why is that? Like, you didn't even ask, have you eaten? Do you have ulcer? What is going? Like, the first thing is, did you
Did you do abortion?
It's ridiculous.
Oh my god! But yeah, backstory. Last week, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Anyways, over the past couple of weeks, there's been a bunch of abortion laws being passed across the US.
Yep.
And that has sort of sparked a debate about just abortion in general, you know, where people stand. Different people have different opinions about it and how it should go. What do the major institutions that we live our lives by, what do they think about abortion? What does the church think? What does the state think? What does, you know, this politician or that rich person or all that stuff? So there's been a lot of debates, and there is still a lot of debate
ongoing,
around abortion, like what should happen, like who should, you know. The first case that happened was in Alabama in the US, and a bunch of white, old ass men just
You want to say male what?
no, I wanted to say
You're
I
there
was
to abuse
going
them.
to say male, but then you said men, so I decided not to go with men instead. So, you know,
Okay.
a bunch of men just, you know, signed this shit into law, and like the idea is that anything once the pregnancy is 6 weeks, beyond 6 weeks you cannot abort it, whether you were raped, whether you want it, whether you don't want it. Anyways, that was the law that sparked the whole thing. And what do you think? I was going to go into what I think, but I'm like, let me let you have the floor first.
Okay, I think that first of all, the fact that men are the ones talking about if you should be able to have an abortion
Absolutely
or not.
fucking ridiculous.
I think that is ridiculous, first of all. Second of all, I think that since it is not, again, still the men, like it's not your body, like you don't know what it means for me to be able to carry the child, or for me to be able to say I do not want to have this child. Like it's me. I'm the one emotionally involved. I'm the one physically involved. It's in my belly that the baby is growing. So for you to say that
and it's
I
a
cannot take
parasitic
it out,
relationship as well.
so for you to say I cannot take it out, it's just like I just think it's just stupid that we're even having this debate, first of all, because as not even as a woman, as anybody, as an individual, you should be able to do whatever it is you want to do with yourself.
Yes.
Especially once it concerns like your body and
Yes.
things that you're going to have to go through by yourself. Like if nobody is going to share that pain with you.
People change their facial structures and shit, like, and that is okay.
I mean,
I don't understand.
so like if you like you cannot even feel what I'm feeling. Like you cannot, like you can only from the outside say, oh, sorry or whatever, but you cannot.
You can never know.
It's not like the way I am the one going through it. So for you to say I cannot, take it out for some reason or the other, ridiculous. I don't know why this debate exists, but I think it needs to die, and it needs to die now, today.
I can tell you why. I can tell you why the debate exists.
Okay.
Because people don't have sense.
I thought you wanted to say something very profound.
What? That was profound as fuck.
Like people don't
What do
have
you
sense.
mean?
Like we know that people don't have sense now.
Like, I think that like the woman, any woman, every woman should have, like, the decision should start and end with that woman. In fact, I don't even think the man should have a say in whether the woman keeps or does not keep the pregnancy. Me personally, because like it's her body. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That 9 months, bro. I saw I saw people tweeting that their wife was craving sand in the middle of the night. The guy that said, somebody said his wife woke up at 2 a.m. and said that she wanted bottled water. And I was like, okay, I'll go and bring cold water from the fridge. And she was like, no, bottled water. It was
like there's this whole thing going on. Like, it's like some people lose their earring, some people cannot taste. Like there's just a lot of things, and then you're now saying that I cannot have the choice to not want it or not. Again, riding on the if you want to have kids or not have kids. Like if it comes and I don't want it, I should have the right to say, please take it out. Please. It has come, good, wonderful, but please take it out. I do not want.
Be like, yo, doc, fuck these kids. Take this motherfucker out of my body. When we're talking about putting this thing on, talking about this on podcast, I wrote a note down. I said, a woman is a human being. Every human being has a right to their body, especially since they have no part in the biology. Abortion is human rights. So
Yeah.
that means that like
It's your
abortion is the woman's right because
Yes,
it's
yeah.
her body, right? And human rights apply to her body, so she can do whatever it is that she wants.
Whatever she wants.
You see, I mean, people can change into a whole other gender, and that is fine. But people have a problem with abortion, really. Like even there was a chart that I saw that broke down like how different, like the different churches, how they see abortion. Catholic Church, Catholic Church is like the most restrictive. Sure, you understand. But like there are some churches that they feel
but they are
like
the ones that we will see the most.
they feel like in this. Yes, no. Let's not go into that one. If it's a product of rape or incest or something like that, or if it constitutes harm to the mother, if it to have any kind of deficiencies, if it to constitute harm to itself as well. She understands. So some churches are actually like sort of subjective about it and like.
So there are instances when it's cool.
So they're like they have instances where it's cool. She understand. But like these laws that have just been passed are just like absolutely no way.
Why
Like,
should there even be
no
instances
way.
where it should be cool? Like, I feel like it's fine if you want to do it or not. Like, regardless of the fact that maybe it was rape or incest, or even if, yes, I was fucking and the pregnancy came and I do not want it, I should be able to take it out.
Yes, no.
But then the debate is no, you cannot take it out.
I mean, I just
First
hope
of
that-
all, again, and I said at the beginning, I do not know why men are even in this debate to even begin with. Like, I don't think that they have a say because it's not their body.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
you agree?
I do with you.
Okay,
man.
cool.
I'm a real one. I mean,
Okay.
people. He's like, you agree?
Oh, you agree?
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I should
okay,
bring
okay.
out the ring.
What?
No, but for real though, like I completely agree. I don't even like if when my partner gets pregnant, if she wants to get pregnant.
One of the reasons why I think that the person I am dating is my husband is because at one instance we're talking about having kids, like, babies and, abortion or C-section and whatever. And it's like, look, whatever it is that you want, it's your body. If you say you don't want to have the birth, like the way, in quote, normal way,
Natural birth. Yeah.
it's fine. You can just say, I'm like, oh, okay. Because some people will be like, no.
Most people will be like,
you should
well,
be
yeah.
able to. But it's like, yo, it's your body. Whatever you want to do with it, just, I'm with you. I'm right behind you. If you need my help, if you need me to talk you through it, I will do that. But I am not going to say, oh, this is what you should do or this is what you shouldn't do. I think that was cute.
Oh, I feel like this guy is my spirit animal. I can feel some connection somewhere in there, But I completely agree with that point of view. Like, yeah, like it's the woman's body. So
It's a woman's
do whatever
body.
it is
I don't
you
know
wanna
why
do
this
with it.
debate is going on, but again, it needs
Yeah,
to die.
please, dead it. You guys should dead it.
It needs to die.
The noise.
It needs to die. Again, it's okay for you to want to have kids or not.
You
If
can't
you want to take it
justify
out,
it.
take it out, please. Let
You can't
nobody.
rationalize it. Just anything that has to do with the female body, anything that has to do with the female body is the woman's decision. End of story. Moving on.
Moving
to
on.
more other things. What else
Yeah.
on our menu today, Jamara?
So we're going to talk about Game of Thrones.
Yes, I would love.
What? Why are you so raz? So Game of Thrones finally came to an end,
After 8
and
years.
a lot of people have been saying, is it the great ending? Do you think the ending fell short of expectations?
Let me tell you my big takeaway from this ending. People have died.
I mean, some people
People have water. People have money.
People are sending petition like they should redo it. But do you think it fell short of expectations? Considering.
Well, if we are like gauging the social temperature, what's the culture saying, right? I think yes, they did disappoint a lot of people, especially a lot of fans of the show, like ardent fans of the show.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I would say it was underwhelming, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I was disappointed. Like it
In-
was not that deep. Like you can see a logical
Yeah.
scenario where that it was kind of like in Avengers when Doctor Strange was seeing the possibilities
Yeah,
of
yeah.
their fights with
Thanos.
Thanos, right? So there's a totally plausible pattern. Like there's even been many theories like you know, like Bran, what
Being
if he said the whole thing from the beginning?
Yeah, I was coming to that.
Like, and it's plausible.
It's
It's
possible
totally
because when you now
plausible.
start looking at it, like when you take a step back and you start looking, this, like you
So
start to
there's
connect
some,
the dots.
there's some sense, there's some logic to the madness, right? Now, I feel like people are not particularly mad at the finale itself. I feel like what they're mad at is the fact that they didn't get closure on so many story
things,
arcs. Like there were so many people that they wanted to know, like, what happens to
Why,
them, what happens to this person, what's the next? You get
That thread that somebody did on Twitter.
Yeah, like, what was the
point?
point?
What was the point of bringing Jon Snow back? What was the point of saying Jon Snow is Aegon Targaryen? What was the fucking point? Oh my god. Well, me personally, I like this finale partly because it's Game of Thrones. Like anything can happen, right?
Yeah, it's always,
and then
like,
a lot of
there
people
always been things from left.
It's interesting that people think that these writers are looking like the writers are writing based on what they want or what they think. Because if you watch each episode and you watch the end where they go into the episode and you listen to some of the profound things that these writers are saying, you will know that it's not because of what she said.
Yeah, like
A few months ago,
again.
that it's not because she said, let's Jon Snow be Aegon Targaryen, that's why they put like
Again.
it's a well thought out writing.
Again,
I like what Dikoko said about the ending. You know, like I got their newsletter for Naira Life, and then at the beginning they're like, there are a number of ways Game of Thrones could have ended, but you know the ones that they chose, the ones that the script writers wanted, that was the one they chose. And it's like, it's not
and
you
it's
that is
okay,
writing
like,
it though. Like
you get, like, shout outs to Fuad for that. But you know the thing about this whole Game of Thrones situation is that human beings, and this is a fundamental human problem, by the way. We overrate ourselves so much. Like we think
Like,
so
who
much
the
of
fuck do you
ourselves. Like,
think you
who the
are?
fuck? Who knows you? Like, nobody gives a shit what you
because
think.
of one Wasiu
Nothing,
in Orile, you think
You think,
the idea will just, let's change it.
like, people don't even think about, like, a show that ran for 80 years, right? Millions, billions of streams.
Yeah.
Like, they say Lena Headey, as Cersei, was earning $1 million per episode in this last season. Like,
And she barely even said anything.
there's a fucking sizable giant ass budget. You saw the video about when they constructed the sets in King's Landing. Like
they didn't want
it's
to
a whole-
destroy.
Do you understand?
They
Like,
had
there's
to
a. Do you know
build
what
the sets.
goes into this shit? Then you now think that it's you.
Because of one Wasiu in a Bute Meta, they're like, oh, you know what? Let's change it.
Like, human beings just.
I think
overrate
it's
themselves,
I
like,
agree with what you said about closure. That's what a lot of people like. That was missing from a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I thought.
And I understand it. I just think that, like, people are overreacting. Like, it's not.
Yeah,
that
I thought like everybody, like if you're watching the show and towards this ending part, you will know that Daenerys was gonna die either way. But what I didn't expect was that Jon Snow was gonna kill her. I thought it was gonna be Arya, because if you look at when she was destroying the city, like they were focusing, although they were focusing on each characters and what was going on with them at that particular time. For that part where Daenerys was destroying everything, they focused more on Arya. And then the ending part where she just came, where the horse came, and then she just rode up. In my head, I'm like, she's gonna come back with full force and probably kill Daenerys. But
and then it turns out that, like, that was the last action she was going to get.
Do you understand?
Like, come on, man. Because she killed the fucking Night King, man. Like, you need to get, like, come on.
and people were
They
saying,
could have ended it at that Night King. You understand? All that one that she was running around.
somebody said after that it was just Telemundo. Like after they, after they defeated the Night King, the remaining was just Telemundo. Let's just close it out. Let's just close it out. But I like the fact that she died, though. I feel like that's Daenerys now. It was like time for her to die, because if you saw what she was saying,
she touched it.
yeah,
Like, I don't know if people noticed that, but, like, she touched it, but she never. That was like, yo.
After fighting,
That was like heartbreak.
and the
Like,
war was not even over for her. I think that was one of the reasons why Jon Snow killed her, because
she
first
wanted
of
to,
all,
like-
he knows that Sansa would never bend in it, Sansa and Arya, and then he tried to speak to Daenerys to see where her head is at, and he's like, she's nowhere near done. Like, she's going to just take over everything, and he had to do it.
That part that the dragon, that was weird, but it's fine.
Why didn't the dragon just consume Jon Snow?
Do you understand? Like, I mean, well, then maybe because he's a Targaryen, and then
I don't know about that theory.
Maybe he's intelligent enough to know that he's at the end of the day, he's really the throne, the fucking throne.
It's like, if my mother cannot have it, nobody's gonna have it.
Yes, I mean that does make sense, but I mean I don't think a dragon is that, but it's whatever. It's whatever. Game of Thrones. Yeah,
I like
shout
it.
out to them.
Yeah, I particularly like the ending for the Starks. So the way they showed them, Sansa being the Queen of the North.
Yeah, so like everybody got something.
Jon Snow getting banished.
At the end of the day, it was the Stark. It was kind of like a Stark, like
keeping up with
they won. They won. At the end of the day, they won. Like, do you know that at the beginning, right? Mm-hmm. Season 1, first episode. Go shower while alone. Watch shower here. Yeah. You get so like, and if you notice, from that season 1, like, it just continually went downhill for their family. And to think that like it all ended with all of them like at the top. Arya killed the Night King. Sansa is queen in the north. Bran is king of the Six Kingdoms.
How did that even happen?
See,
Bran the broken.
Scam me away. Scam me away. But when? Oh my God! In the previous episode when in the Battle of Winterfell episode when they fought the Night King, when Tyrion went to meet him when they sitting by that fire and he said that. And what does he want? I said he does not want again. Like, as in he's incapable of want.
It's because he's not the Raven.
Last episode, when they not ask him, he didn't think he would accept. He said that, why do you think I'm here?
Why do you think I'm here?
Bitch! You said you don't want again. What is going on here? Like, scam you, boy. He's the one that orchestrated you everything.
And then Tyrion was not saying, Bran the broken, who has a good story, but Jon Snow has a better story as well.
Like,
Jon Snow has a fucking story.
Jon Snow has the story.
He has the story. He is the story.
He's the story, my G. Like, but I kind of feel like that also makes sense from just what Game of Thrones is. Expected, like what it stands for is like just shock value, like things you don't see coming, like
it's just.
And that was what got people hooked from day one. Like nobody saw that they were going to behead fucking Ned Stark on the first fucking episode.
Like you were just growing to like him.
You get like
it's like when you start developing some sort of emotional attachment. You're
and
like,
then the person just goes
cut it off, cut it off. This person needs to go.
So shout out to GOT though.
Yeah,
cultural.
To an end.
Apparently, I saw a tweet where somebody said that like the amount of GOT names that people have named their children in the US, and I was saying like Arya like 8,000 something, like Sansa this one, like different numbers, like what? So like when is something a cultural force, man? Like 8 years.
It's actually great TV.
People were tweeting that like, I was not married when it started. Now I have 2 kids.
A lot of things are like 10 years. It's almost 8 years. It's almost a decade.
Almost a decade, man. It's long. It's
almost a decade. Time, and if you see the character progression, look at the first episode. See how Arya was.
Yeah.
Look at the last episode. See how she is. Like everybody has grown.
So people just don't be mad and have some fucking sense, okay?
Anyways, moving on. As we wrap up the podcast.
Last night was fun.
Yeah.
Abi?
Yes.
Did you have fun? Did you have a good time?
Yes, last night was great.
Backstory.
You know the way we were saying, did you have a good time? Last night was great. Like, listeners would think.
Like, oh my God, you're a fucking disgusting human being.
Well, you need to create context now. You just say last night was great. Like,
I was going to say backstory.
Last night was great.
What the fuck?
Please tell them why last night was great,
Can't
though.
you see what I go through? Like, you cannot even just talk. Sexualize it.
Context is key.
Yes. Anyways, so we went to Afro Vibes Live last night. But he holds every third Friday of the month. I think mostly on the mainland. So good for Lagos mainland people.
Yeah. After work, just chill.
Yeah. After work on Friday, just go and chill. And yesterday's one held at Berg in Ikeja, and Brimo was the headline performer. And
it was
Brimo's performance was like premium. Let me tell you guys something. Nobody that knows anything about performing is going to come and start pointing mics and telling you to be like, do you understand? Brimo was performing and like it was like exactly the way it sounded on Apple Music.
Album.
Do you understand? Like exactly the same live. Yo.
You know the
Completely
work that
worth
he
it,
must
man.
have put into his voice to be able to produce something like that.
Yeah,
And
like
you
it's
think,
amazing.
do you think he's just like he's talented, or you think he's done some
man,
kind of extra work?
No, I think he's just blessed, man.
Yeah.
Because even his voice,
It was
like,
just it came naturally.
if you notice, like Brimo's voice is not exactly like the melodious. It's not like his voice is not exactly like
It has
the-
this
You don't. It has like
tone.
this hoarseness
yes.
to it, right? But like when he takes those high notes, like you will
still
hear that the
melodious.
voice did there. So I don't think it's like he does anything. I just think like he's just blessed with that voice.
He's
Like,
actually a great
like,
performer.
It's like John Legend. I feel like it's like John Legend's voice. Like John Legend's voice is not particularly, but
When
you
he
know,
performs, like,
like,
you see
you
the,
see
like
the
you,
range,
you
see
listen to
vocal
the depth.
range. Yeah. So, yesterday was fun, and we
so
had
much
we had a very good time. We had some Budweiser.
Yeah.
They got me to do some lip sync. We're not going to talk about that because
You're gonna see your video on Instablog.
Jesus Christ, you guys like they just came and come and drag me and say I should be lip syncing in front of all these people. Yo, but then I was
But you
like,
did
I
great
got
now.
my MC. I got my MC jeans on, so I just, I handled the shit, There was a bit of a fuck up. I was trying to pull the mic was not coming with me, but, I made it work. I rocked that shit. Like, I brought out my fella because they said I should perform Burna Boy. It's okay.
They didn't say you should perform. You picked the song.
Yeah, like, I hate picking, like, I hate
Why
this
did
kind
you
of
pick?
scenarios.
Like,
I could not,
like, how do you
I
pick
could
so
not
gay?
decide.
Why?
Like,
How are you
there's a-
different from the other dudes that said anything and then?
Him is worse. He said anything. Like,
And they gave him anything.
I gave him anything and he could not come. And they even gave him what he asked for, and then he still could not do anything. And it was just, so
Oh, yesterday was
my
so much
saving
fun.
grace. Yeah. So shout outs to the organizers. Lagos is a very
No, mainland people know how to chill. Like,
Yeah.
did you see how the energy was just great?
Yeah,
Like,
like-
everybody was just feeding off of each
Yeah.
other, dancing.
Yeah.
There was no
it
funny.
was almost like
It was just cool.
it was almost like a raging house party. Almost
Yeah.
like a raging house party. Like the atmosphere was just
It was-
insane.
the
man.
energy
Like,
was great.
It was awesome. But also
What?
Fumi Yonda was there.
Oh my God.
You guys,
Highlights.
let me just say that, like, as far as older women are
Don't
concerned,
be creepy.
Fumi Yonda is the template. Physically
Okay.
speaking. Did you see her,
She's
her
so
skin?
hot.
Oh my God. That is, see. I think we said it yesterday that, like, she doesn't have man that is stressing her. That's
Yes, now. When you're just drinking water and minding your
I'm
business.
minding your business.
and,
Like,
just,
she looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like she
Like,
looks
you
so
wouldn't even
beautiful,
know
and
that
she was very,
just calm.
She looked like such a pure soul. She was chill. And then we had some interesting dancers as well. Some energetic.
Yesterday
dancers,
was
like-
fun.
Yesterday was fun. Yeah, yesterday was fun. Okay. Hope you guys had fun. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Thank
our
you for
bands.
listening.
Thank you for listening. As always, this is the Shrine Podcast.
Yes. If there's something that you take out of this podcast today, is that if you want to have kids, it's fine. If you don't want to have kids, it's also fine.
Okay. Kids prefect. We'll see you. We'll see you.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you guys for listening. Follow on Twitter,
Follow us on Twitter at The Shrine Pod,
Instagram.
theshrine.pod, and
Email.
then email theshrinepodcast@gmail.com.
Want to hear from you guys. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Till next time. Peace.